Dr. Beg, if I can begin with you. In fact, tonight we've heard the Jammu and Kashmir police, the politicians for a change, everybody united on the fact that this time the wrong man seems to have been detained. We've also heard Omar Abdullah speak out very forcefully about wanting an NIA probe in the matter. Are you satisfied now that the Home Ministry has in fact decided on an NIA probe?
Definitely, because it has huge political implications. You see, when Omar Abdullah was in opposition, he was an opposition leader from Jammu Kashmir. When he traveled to Pakistan, there were a number of Kashmiri youth. They came to him, they met him and told him that they want to shun the path of violence and they want to come back and live a peaceful life back home, that's Kashmir. When Omar Abdullah took over as Chief Minister, he took it up with Government of India and finally succeeded in convincing Home Ministry, Government of India, and we had started a surrender, a rehabilitation policy as we call it. So it will be a huge setback for that policy because there has been screening and some of them really want to come back and live a peaceful life. Now here there is an elected state government and Omar Abdullah is very clear and categorical, not only he, the police administration, JK police administration. So already there exists a huge trust deficit between people of Jammu and Kashmir and rest of the country or Government of India. So it is a golden opportunity for Home Ministry to come clean and clear on this. And this is wonderful to hear that they have agreed with Omar Abdullah and they have already handed it over to NIA to investigate. But it should be, as Omar Abdullah said, it should be time bound and it should be very categoric and it should be as quick as possible. Otherwise, it has huge political implications and there have been mistakes. Huge political implications, and we will discuss those political implications in a moment from now. But I'd also like to now take this across to Maxwell Pereira. Everyone in Jammu and Kashmir claims was a surrendered militant who was traveling back to India with his wife and children. Now, you know, in your long years of police service, how many active terrorists travel with their families when they're coming to carry out a terrorist strike?
Well, you know, if women and children are used as shields to protect themselves, I don't find anything wrong in people taking their families along, to establish bona fides. That having said, now, do you all envisage a situation where both could be right, both claims could be right? Because if we are functioning in isolation, despite the agencies which are there to coordinate, the intelligence agencies, intelligence material to share and coordinate, there are, no intelligence agency, no operational agency shares, information of their operational, aspects till it comes to a crux, till it is ripe enough to be shared. And so, I mean, these kind of faux pas can happen. Where Delhi police may have developed intelligence on its own, or they have acted to the best of my ability. What I had heard was that they had worked on the information that was furnished by intelligence agencies. They developed on it. They did register a case. They went ahead and sent parties to the border. There have been discrepancies even about that. I mean, we heard earlier from the Delhi Police's special cell saying they had inputs from the multi-agency center. Then there was a reversal once again. The police commissioner today saying that they were in fact following their own inputs, but that he backed the Delhi Police's special cell to the hilt. So there have been discrepancies there. But let me also bring in A.V. Karnik, formerly of the Intelligence Bureau at this point. So many unanswered questions, Mr. Karnik. The plot was apparently discussed in January. It was meant to avenge the Afzal hangings. This is the Delhi Police's account of it. Even though that hanging took place in February, the Hizbul using someone who hadn't been in the country since 1997 to carry out a terror strike on the national capital. Does all of this add up? And I also want you to respond to the point that Maxwell Pereira is making about lack of coordination between security agencies, a possibility that perhaps there's some truth to the claims and the counterclaims of both the Jammu and Kashmir police as well as the Delhi police.
A.V. Karnik, that question was to you, if you could hear me.
You're asking me to comment?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. I will say that there are various grey areas in this particular case. There are points which Mr. Baxter Parioria talked about, which are quite valid, but the difficulty remains that if Jammu and Kashmir police were aware of this man coming to surrender, they could have contacted the MAC or the Home Ministry or the IB, who could have coordinated with the Bihar police, Delhi police, etc., through the route that he was supposed to take. That apart, there may be a mistake on the part of Delhi police, but we have to really check with the NIA what really happened and how this happened. If Delhi police have made a mistake, then it has to be found out that they made a mistake. Their apology is due to Liyaqat Shah and maybe to the Kashmir government also. But the grey areas have to be covered. The other point I would like to make is that this coordination that is lacking. If MAC has been established for coordination between various agencies,